Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video by FM Scout, this time with me, GWFM. Today we're going to be having a little bit of a fun experiment. It's based on the fact that, you get all these great players, the Cristiano Ronaldos, Lionel Messis, and people like Neymar who are still young and improving and could become as good as like the Messis and Ronaldos. But there's always been like a question. Obviously Ronaldo has done it to some extent, but can Lionel Messi, say for instance, cut it on a cold wet night on a Tuesday at Stoke, say for example? So it's not going to be Stoke as such, because believe it or not, Stoke have actually improved somewhat since the times that was said. So for this particular experiment, it's going to be Lionel Messi, and we're going to put him at Burnley, one of the the recently promoted teams that are predicted to finish in the bottom three, just to see if he can actually make a difference to them. We'll also have a look at how he fares in the time that he's here. But before we go into this fun little experiment, I just want to take the opportunity to point in the direction of my channel. I've currently got a save at the minute with Leeds United. It's called Life at Leeds, and it'd be greatly appreciated if you could take the time to check it out. But back into this little cheeky experiment, and as you can see, we've got Lionel Messi amongst the Burnley side. He's the key player for Burnley. First thing we'll look at is the changes that we've actually made. Now obviously we've put Messi at Burnley. The only other thing we've changed besides that is that he has a preference to play for Burnley instead of Barcelona. The idea is to try and keep him at the club as long as possible. Without Messi, Burnley are predicted to finish in the bottom three, 1,000 to 1 long shot. And yeah, without him, it doesn't look like they're doomed, as it were. With Messi, though, it does see Burnley become 550 to 1, and a decent shout for finishing outside the bottom three. So, and as you can see, he's part of the Dream 11, and as you can see on the right hand side, he's valued at 52 million amongst the key players. Now here is the man, the myth, the legend that is Lionel Messi, and the first thing I can tell you basically is earning 100 grand a week, and the final change that we did do via the editor pre-save was he was reportedly on 650 grand a week. There's no way Burnley can afford that, so I put it into a more realistic, even though it's not that realistic, but the fact that the Premier League money should be able to pay for him, 100 grand per week, and he's on a long-term contract to try and put off any potential suitors. And of course, other than that, look at all those 20s. He's just an absolutely amazing player, and I think single-handedly he could do a really good job for Burnley in keeping them up. But before we look into how he's done in his first season, just look at his silverware that he's won. He's won pretty much everything, barring the World Cup. He finished runners-up, but other than that, he's won practically everything. Even if you go further back to his early years, it was winning all sorts, left, right and centre, including the Club World Championship, European Super Cup, amongst many Spanish Cups and First Division titles when they was incredibly dominant. And yeah, he won the Under-20s World Cup right at the bottom of the list. That was where it all started. So at the end of the first season, and as you can see, they've had a really good season. They finished 12th in Burnley. Doesn't strike you as amazing, but they won 14 games, drew 6 and lost 18, with a grand total of 48 points, which is more than enough to keep them up, with Hull 17 points behind them. Let's see how he fared on his own accord. So looking at in the league, he played 37 games, got 20 goals, 5 assists, a massive 17 player of the matches with an awesome average rating of 8.04. That's at a lowly side like Burnley. It's a fantastic achievement from him for the team. No disrespect to Burnley, they're not exactly expected to pull up any trees. He did get the World Golden Ball. It was named in the 2016 World Team of the Year. Also had the Argentina award in the Best 11. Other than that, just like the Premier League Players of the Week sort of thing, it must have been named in practically every single week, which says it all really. He got the Footballer of the Year as well, 2017. Obviously part of the English Players Premier Division Select, and got the Supporters Player of the Year basically. So he basically swept all the awards really. Nothing more really to say. Now we're just going to have a look at some of the goals that he scored, and as we look at him now, poacher's instinct for one of them. A great show of pace and a nice little dinked finish for another. Getting on the end of the cross for a third, and showing his free kick prowess. showing he's scored a multitude of different goals in the Premier League with Burnley. You know, so he's not just like a one-trick pony, even in the Premier League. Looking how they got on in the cups, and from Burnley's point of view, and to see if he could win any silverware for Burnley. They got to the quarter-finals of the League Cup, only to lose to Manchester United. Now, obviously, Messi can't do it all on his own, and the strength and depth really showing there. The FA Cup did bring more misery again against Manchester United. Only in the third round, they went to penalties after 2 draws, including a replay, of course. Unfortunately, the FA Cup journey stopped here. And lastly, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the Ballon d'Or. And if you have a look here, or the World Player of the Year as it is on my game, he's won it with Burnley. There's Messi. It's just an absolute joke. Well, it's not a joke, it's funny, it's absolutely incredible that he's done it, because, half a year, granted, yes, he'll been at Barcelona, but the other half of the year, he's still got to keep up that level of performance and do well, and he has done as well. He's beaten Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Gonzalo Higuain to the #1 spot in the World Player of the Year, being at a team like Burnley, which is absolutely incredible. Because no disrespect to Burnley, but you wouldn't expect to have any Burnley players in the Ballon d'Or discussion. So it's fantastic for him. Yeah. So that is it, guys. He's obviously shown that he can do a job for Burnley. He unfortunately didn't get any silverware. Didn't have no European competition to play in on this one-year test. But as his stats suggested, he was absolutely insane, unreal for a team like Burnley to get 17 player of the matches. Don't forget that's both teams as well. When they're playing against both teams, there's only 1 player a match for both. And yeah, he just absolutely nailed it, really, in terms of his own personal performance. Just found it too hard against Manchester United. But before we go, I just want to point in the direction of the FM Scout website. Basically, it's got everything you need if you want to improve your experience while playing Football Manager. Things like badges, kits, player faces, whatever you need. Wonder Kids, best player lists. Take advantage of it. And hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you have, want to press that like button. If you're new, please subscribe, and hopefully join us for the next one. And until then, I'll see you then. Bye bye.